Talk to Madame Lagarde on your trip here?
Well, we always say hello when we meet at the ministers' dinners and so forth.
I thought she was going to skirt you this time because you're not as optimistic as the IMF is on global growth, right?
Right. So we're not as optimistic. I mean, the issue is that we have a positive bump right now. We do have a lot of survey indicators that are very positive, but we don't really see the data yet. We're interpreting the data a little bit differently, perhaps, than Madame Lagarde, that we just don't see the data coming in on investment. We don't see the data coming in on wage growth. And until we see those two things, we're still worried about demand. And then, of course, there's the issue on potential output, the productivity issues. And we see those two related. And you know, going into 2019, we're not too sure about that.
You are the queen of hard data. There's no question about that.
Right.
What do you think of this hard data, soft data debate? It's a new vogue, isn't it now? You wouldn't have taught that at Brandeis.
Well, we've always looked at survey indicators, but there are a lot more of them now. But the bottom line is if you don't actually see the money being spent, it doesn't really matter how positive people are. I mean, consumer indicators, we've looked at that. Those have been around for a long time, and many countries have looked at whether or not survey indicators on consumer sentiment actually show up in spending. Not so much.
Okay, so why is that, Dr. Mann? And actually, what will show up in consumer spending?
So, you know, in terms of what consumers, what they say and then what they do, you know, they can be optimistic and they don't spend as much because they actually open up their bank statement and say, got a problem here. It is also the case that they can be pessimistic and they still go out and spend. So on either direction, the consumer sentiment indicators tend to overshoot what is actually coming out of the pocketbook. And certainly for business as well, what matters is, are they going to see demand for their products? Are they going to be able to make profits? And that, you know, that's about the money. That's not about the sentiment.